Hi guys, I'm Angie and this is
Earl Jones, John L. Scott, and today Angie has a discussion about a relative of hers who had some questions, and she was kind of puzzled about it.
So I was thinking like a PSA for brokers. Because it was brought to my attention, and so she was just picking my brain, and so I kind of asked her, I'm like, what did the seller's disclosure say? And she's like, what is that? And I'm like, what do you mean? Did your broker, and she has a broker. I go, did your broker not show it to you? And she's like, no, and they already put an offer in. And I was like, oh. So I proceeded to tell her about a seller's disclosure. And so she's like, is there other forms or other things I'm supposed to know or that my broker's supposed to share with me? And that was my aha moment, that I think brokers forget.
Brokers forget?
I think brokers forget that their clients are not in the industry, right? So they don't know what they don't know. They don't know that they're supposed to see a seller's disclosure or to ask for a seller's disclosure. And a broker can make an honest mistake and not show it to them, but that's a big deal. I would say.
I would say it would be more than a big deal, and I'm not giving anybody any grace. It's a part of business. It's what you do every time. So there was a number of questions that Angie and I discussed, and it basically was pretty interesting. The agent was basically falling down on their job totally with the vast majority of the paperwork. And Angie was asking me about it, and no, this is just standard practice.
And I've noticed this, in different areas, not to say, different counties, different areas are different. But I used to always tell Harold, even when I was looking for my house, it's like, certain brokers on this area or this county, they don't really put their supplements, documents that are needed in the MLS, the Northwest MLS, in some, don't get me wrong, because in some platforms like Zillow and Realtor.com, those don't show. But like HomeSpotter, and there's some other platforms that will show you, or show a client, the supplements. And I always tell Harold, like, it just fathoms me that they only put the one thing necessary, which is the legal
description.
And yes. So I was like, well, when they write offers, do they then have to go and ask that listing agent for all of this documentation? Or the curiosity in me is wondering, how do their files look? Because I do all our back end. I'm like, you must have really thin files if no one's putting any kind of the seller's disclosures or forms in there, utility forms, because it's very seldom that I will see something in that county that has all the things in there.
And this is the thing about it. You get all of that paperwork done up front, because once you start writing offers and negotiating, you don't want to have to deal with all of that paperwork that should have been already in the file taken care of.
Yeah, because the seller's disclosure, you only have 3 days.
All of this stuff is time sensitive.
Yeah.
So you don't want to drag it out, because it all starts the day that you go mutual, that's what it's called, and the buyer and seller agree. That's when it starts, and you are on the clock for everything from that point forward. So do you really want to be doing just general paperwork and getting that taken care of when you're supposed to be negotiating?
Correct. So that's our PSA, is brokers, just be mindful of your clients' knowledge or lack of knowledge, because again, they don't know what they don't know, or they don't know that they're supposed to ask for things because they just don't know.
No, they shouldn't have to ask for it.
So that's the PSA.
You should, all that paperwork should be supplied right up front.
Okay, folks. So if you have any real estate questions or want to ask Harold which supplements or documents need to be in the MLS, I'll leave his contact information like always, and he can advise you on that. Till next time, Bye.
Bye.